All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raiders Daily. My name is Jackson. I post daily Raiders content, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys enjoy it. So I was just reading an article, and they were talking about it was actually a hot take. It was a hot take article, and one of their hot takes was that Derek Carr will be benched at some point in the season. And the logic behind that was Derek Carr, although he did just get signed to a 3-year, $121 million contract extension in this past spring, clearly the Raiders season isn't going the way it was expected to go. Carries only a dead cap of $5.6 million. So essentially, he's a pretty good trade candidate, or a trade piece, I should say, or a cut candidate if they decided to look elsewhere. And the article was explaining how, Jarrett Stidham came in for him. Derek Carr got pulled. He got benched. Stidham, led the offense down the field, got him past midfield for the first time all game. He looked great. 8 of 13, 72 yards. Personally, I still don't really get it because, as I talked about in the recap video, Jarrett Stidham should have had a pick six. So I get Jarrett was moving the ball downfield. However, it also wasn't perfect. So I don't think Derek Carr is the sole reason for the Raiders' slow start. I think it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everybody. Josh McDaniels said after the game, here's a quote, "I just think that at that point, the game, the score, and the time remaining in the game kind of dictated being smart with that decision because Derek Carr dealing with a back injury right now." Now, Derek's having a brutal season this year. He's having an absolutely brutal season. Real quick, I want to get my take on this situation out before we go any further because I really want to hear what you guys have to say about the possibility of either benching Derek Carr at the end of the season to see what you have in Jarrett Stidham, which I think is crazy, or even just straight up moving on from Derek Carr, whether that's a trade or even a cut once this season is over. Now, from my standpoint, I get a lot of people's frustrations. Derek Carr isn't one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, right? He can still put the ball where it needs to be majority of the time and when he needs to do it. I still view Derek Carr as being a QB who can make a throw when he needs to make a throw or make a play when he needs to make a play. However, to just, play devil's advocate here, he hasn't made a Pro Bowl in 6 seasons, all the way back in 2017. The Raiders in his tenure with the team, all the way back to 2014 when he was drafted by the Oakland Raiders, he's only had 2 winning seasons. His career win-loss, it's not desperate, 59 and 75, but for a 3-time Pro Bowler, it's kind of crazy. This season, Raiders, 2-5. He only has 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 231 yards per game, which is the lowest since his rookie career or his rookie season. Lowest of his career since his rookie season. Where he actually, it wasn't even that bad. So I get what you guys are saying. I do think that Derek Carr is slightly on the hot seat. However, why would the Raiders have gotten Davante Adams? Why would they have made the trade for Davante Adams if they planned on moving in a different direction with Derek Carr? Now, granted, did anybody in the Raiders organization anticipate 2-5? Absolutely not. But I think 7 games into the season, for me personally, 7 games into the season, for the Raiders, technically, they're not even at the halfway mark. We will be tomorrow after the Jacksonville Jaguars game, or I guess not even still. So I think 7 games in, it's a little bit too hot of a take to say it's time to trade, cut, or draft a new QB, because my issue is, okay, let's say the Raiders continue to do poorly and maybe they go 7-10 or 6-11, something like that. Derek Carr doesn't improve, the Raiders offense doesn't improve, and you guys want to make a decision. Well, my only caveat, it's not necessarily moving on from a 32-year-old Derek Carr and going in a different direction. It's more so, well, what's next? Because to me, the reason Jarrett Stidham was brought into the Raiders this season was just in case. He is he played for the Patriots, so he's a Josh McDaniel disciple. Okay, he's played in the offense, he's played in the scheme, he's played with McDaniels, the whole kit and caboodle. He just gets it, right? So he can help get everybody kind of on the same direction. Good kind of backup QB for Derek Carr. If Derek Carr were to miss a game, if he were to go out for an extended period of time, Josh McDaniels felt pretty good about Stidham being the backup QB. I don't view Jarrett Stidham as being the next solution. I don't think anybody does. So that's why I have a hard time believing Derek Carr would be benched at any point in the season unless it was the very last week of the year and the game just didn't mean anything. Maybe then, but I think this is all just, it's a little frustrating to even have this conversation, although, I'm big on Carr too. You got to be hard on him. Like, everyone's got to hold their own responsibility. Like, where's my touchdowns, man? I don't know the average of 7 games and 9 throwing touchdowns, but it's horrible. I mean, it's absolutely horrible. So not every game, not every defense was the New Orleans Saints. I get the Saints. They played a phenomenal game. They had a great defensive plan, just basically shut down Devontae Adams. They got off to a nice lead. They forced a turnover quick, and they just were able to keep their foot on the gas for the rest of the game. And the Raiders could not get anything going. But not every game has been that bad. So I think this is jumping the gun just a little bit, right? This is going to be a really good quarterback draft class, so take what you will with that. But I personally am not in a position right now where I'm thinking it's time to unload Derek Carr. I'm going to at least wait for the season to end because, man, I can't even imagine like a rookie QB next season with Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, all the money they put into this team, all the talent on this team. It would be a colossal failure. So I don't see this happening, but I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say because I know everybody is not pleased right now, whether it's with McDaniels, whether it's with Carr, whether it's with a little bit of everybody, including the defense. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Hit the like button, hit that sub button for Daily Raiders content. Peace.